Welcome to another edition of The Crit Doc. In this episode, we'll be taking on one of the fastest, funnest, but probably one of the most sketchiest courses in Southern California, the Dana Point Grand Prix. So here we are with 5 laps to go, and the race has been, as I mentioned before, sketchy. One of the things that I really have been struggling with in these races is the fact that if you're at the front, less sketchy things happen to you. Good. But when you're at the front, you're also expending more energy. Bad. The whole race, I was kind of sitting in the top 15 to 25 riders, and even in that situation, people were still bumping. I had someone shoving into my thigh, people yelling at me. So here we are, 5 laps to go, and I decide to just, forget all that. Let's try to just stay at the front. I don't have any teammates with me, so I have to keep myself safe as well. So I'm here second wheel behind this rider from Carefast, and I figure might as well just try to stay out of trouble. As he pulls off, we come up to this hill, and it allows me to kind of take a good run at the second to last corner. We have a rider in front of us, so I'm trying to keep the pace up, but at the same time not expend too much energy. So I'm in the wind, I'm in the front, but I don't want to be pulling guys and wasting all my matches. So as we get to 4 laps to go, I know this rider in front of us is going to get caught. I also don't want to get swarmed. So I'm really on the very right of the course, right up to the curb. That way I know I'm keeping my right side protected. No one's going to come up on my right. If anything, someone's going to come around me on my left, and I have the inside of the corner covered. And as we come into corner and turn number 1, I pull a little bit more to the right, and we should be seeing some riders coming around. Well, maybe not. Here we go. Now that I think about it, I probably spent a lot of time working hard when I probably didn't really need to, but hindsight's 20/20, and I really didn't want to get involved in any crashes. Okay, we're 4 laps to go, and you could start seeing some teams assembling here in front of me. One of the things that made the race challenging, but I guess also in some ways kind of manageable, was the fact that there were 2 big teams here in the race. Interestingly enough, they're both orange in color. Brian's pulling up here on my right, and he rides for Impact, and James is right in front of me here. He rides for Cast a Shadow. Both of these squads had a lot of riders, so I think many of us, and I will have to admit, myself included, were kind of riding a little bit negatively, just expecting them to do all the work. At the same time, I also didn't want to expend too much energy myself. So here we are, 3 laps to go, and there is a lot more movement. I knew that this section, right after the start-finish line, there would be a lot of swarming. So I find myself again a little bit too far back, more than I'd like. But I know with 3 laps to go, there is still time to move up, and I just need to stay patient. I don't want to do anything stupid. I don't want to be riding all crazy. Just move up where I can. So I try to stay relaxed, go into this corner here, try to keep my speed, and just try to look for any opportunity to pop out. So here we go. Here's an opportunity here on the left-hand side. And again, I think I'm expending maybe more energy than I should, because I try to get up to this group of 5 riders in front of me. Sorry, 4 riders in front of me. These guys have been working a lot, and I know that they're not going to make it to the finish line. But I also know that if I stay in their draft, I'll be in the front, and I'd be in a position to avoid anything bad happening to me. And actually, right here, behind me, we hear a crash. You see the guys turn their heads. So, tip, well, I guess pro tip, although let's just say Cat 3 tip. If someone crashes behind you, the worst thing you can do is turn your head and look behind to see what happened. Oftentimes, that's going to lead to another crash because you're not paying attention to where you're going. I really don't know what happened, but someone crashed behind us. So I guess by spending that energy to get into that group of 5 or 4, I at least avoided that crash. Here comes a strong attack on the right, and at this stage of the game, these strong attacks become like rabbits. Rabbits for these hound dogs to chase down. These 2 riders from Impact in the orange are really strong and really fast, and I know that if I sit behind them and they string it out, I'll be in a good position and a good draft. The rider in the front, he keeps kind of looking back. He made a strong attack, but it's really hard to hold it, especially at this stage in the game. And these guys are really pulling for their sprinter, for their lead rider. So I allowed this big orange guy to come in front of me. So now I'm kind of sitting 4th wheel. I don't want the guys in front of me to get too tired and I find myself at the front too early. So I want to have at least a couple guys in front of me. Okay, here we go up the hill, second to the last corner. It's a little bit more strung out, so we're not going into the corner too wide. And I don't know why the ref didn't pull these guys. We're coming up on some lapped riders, and it was kind of a sketchy time to have lapped riders coming up or in front of us. So we passed them. We passed the rider who attacked, and now it's bell lap. So the last lap, no one's in front of us, there's no breakaway. I'm sitting in position 4, behind, again, it must be a popular color, 3 guys in orange. So as I suspected, the first guy from Impact pulls off. So now I have to kind of think about what I'm going to do. The guy in the front is on Impact, he's by himself. The guy behind him is Big Orange, another team, and then it's me. So we don't have a totally organized lead-out train. We're 3 guys from 3 separate teams. Big Orange thinks the same thing, and he puts in a huge dig. I know that once we get to the last corner, the finish line is so close, so I put in everything I have and try to chase him down. He is putting in a really solid effort and a really strong lead. Here he stands up on the pedals and he attacks again, putting more gaps into me. I am just redlining, trying to stay with him because I know the finish line is so close, but I'm actually not on his wheel. As we go into the last corner, he actually has a gap on me, so it's not like I'm in his draft. I come into the last corner 2nd place, but I can't really pop around because I'm in the win. I put everything I have, but just get past here at the line and end up getting 7th place. I came into the corner 2nd, and 5 other dudes passed me. At least I didn't crash, and I live to fight another day. So until then, I hope to see you out at the races.